Here, let's see where we are. So we're still finishing up the assignment for implementing the JPA for persisting the data in a relational database, and that is the last assignment for the implementing the faculty side of the whiteboard application that we've been playing around for the last couple months. And the second half of that application consists of implementing a student side of that application, which we're going to be using the mean stack, right? The Angular, Mongo, and Node.js Express library to implement that, of which we started talking about it last week. We introduced the first part of that architecture, which is the Angular front-end framework that allows us to create single-page applications using components, using the TypeScript language, and following the particular model view controller design pattern. Today we're going to be talking a little more about that stack. We'll introduce Node.js as the middle tier that allows us to integrate our client applications with server-side resources, such as databases and state management and so on. So we'll introduce that today. Next week we don't meet next week. When we come back after the Veterans Day, we'll introduce the last piece of that stack, which is the Mongo database, and that will integrate with the Node.js to be able to store the information that's coming from the Angular side over to the server and then down to MongoDB for permanent storage and retrieval. After that, we just have a React Native, and depends on how we do with the other Node and Mongo. We'll see if we have time to talk about React Native. Probably there won't be an assignment for React Native, certainly. There'll be just an assignment for the Angular, which is going to go out later today. And probably we'll just get to work on these two assignments, and that's it. After that, after we talk about React Native, that's coming right after the Thanksgiving break, we'll do the final. The final is that Monday the 3rd. After that, you have about a week to finish up your project, which will be due that Monday, December the 10th. After that, you don't need to be physically here. Well, I'm sorry. After the final, you don't really need to be physically here. You can keep working on your project with your teams remotely or whatnot, but you don't have to. You don't have to present it or anything here. So if you want to start booking flights or whatever after December 3rd, we're good. I do have to have grades in by the 17th. So this week of December 10th to the 17th, the TAs and myself are going to be very busy. We'll be fairly unavailable. Typically, we let students continue working maybe a couple of days after the due date. But any time after Monday, December the 10th at midnight, any time after that, you should expect that you could be graded at any moment. Okay. So if you are working on something and finishing something up, you'll probably get a text from us that we're about to grade you, and that you should stop everything. If you want to push anything to GitHub, any last-minute changes, make sure it's not going to break anything. The TAs and myself will then go in and grade what's in the repo. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Right. So let's. Any question about the agenda? All right. So let's talk about the project.